Studios. This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 20 minutes after 11 o'clock. If you have a daughter named Alexa and you have one of those Alexa units, it's just a nutty household right now, right? Because you you keep calling Alexa and the device keeps coming on, right? That's called artificial intelligence, Robin. That's what I heard. And it's not just that. It's everywhere. Your phone, your doorbell has artificial intelligence in it. Your refrigerator, yes. I have a smart refrigerator. Murat Bicek is on the phone. I hope I said his name right. He's a strategy expert and the Senior Vice President of Project Management Institute. He's going to tell us how new technologies, such as artificial intelligence, for example, and voice-assisted technology are impacting the workplace. Good morning, Murat Bicek. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. I'm great. How are you?
And I hope I didn't destroy your name. How do you pronounce your name?
Murat Bicek. No, you didn't destroy it.
Okay, not too bad. Okay. And where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm in Newtown Square, Pennsylvania, about half an hour outside of Philadelphia today. That's our headquarters.
So artificial intelligence, it seems like every time I turn on the news or put a story together for this station, there's something new. It seems like it's we're not there yet. It's going beyond what we even are imagining, isn't it?
Absolutely. And if you look at, as you said, every day there's another news. And I think that's the difference between what we may have 20 years ago, 30 years ago, a technology coming into fruition, and then we would have time to really understand and use it. What's changed right now is that the pace of technology is so fast that we're trying to have a hard time understanding the implications of it, understanding how we might actually use it in our workplace, and what we need to do, to integrate it into the workplace. So when we look at that kind of change, I think the first thing that brings to mind is what will happen in the workplace. How many jobs are going to exist? What portion of it is going to be automated? And there's a lot of conversation around that as well today.
And does the conversation include where the people who are put out of work because of artificial intelligence, where will they find work? What kind of jobs are there for them?
That's a great question. So when you look at the statistics, by 2030, so only about 11 years from now, we expect that between 400 to 800 million of today's jobs to be automated. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to go away, but a portion of the tasks that are in those jobs will be automated. And that's a very big number. This is a global number, by the way. So the question then, to your point, becomes, so what will we do then if a significant portion of our jobs is automated? The other part of this same story, as technology takes away jobs, technology also puts a lot of new jobs in the marketplace, as we have seen with what happened with the internet era, for example. So what we need to do as workers, as employees, is to really focus on how are we going to reskill ourselves, and what is our organization doing for us, or what we can do for ourselves, and what organizations we can associate ourselves with, so that we can actually continue reskilling, upskilling on a lifelong journey, so that we can actually remain relevant. And that's a very different time than 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And this isn't an issue just in one country, it's all over the world. You have just attended the World Economic Forum, and you have gotten a lot of different questions and solutions from different forum leaders.
Absolutely true. And that was the most interesting takeaway, if you will, for us, and we were attending as Project Management Institute the second time this year. Every leader of every country, every leader of an organization, not-for-profit or for-profit organization, is talking about the same issue as it relates to how big is the impact of technology on the workplace, What do we need to do differently than we might have done in the past? And the key takeaway that we came back home is that we need to think about education and training very differently. The days when we expected to go to high school or college and get trained and then work at an organization and rely on that training, those days are over. We need to realize that our jobs over the next 20, 30 years may change 5, 6 times or evolve significantly 5, 6 times. So the conversation needs to be around how are we going to reskill and who is going to make the investment for that reskilling and training. And that's a common conversation in every country these days.
So obviously in a 10-minute interview, we're not even going to scratch the surface, but I went to your website and I want the listeners to know and then ask you to tell the listeners about what you offer at Project Management Institute. And we're not that far from Orlando, and I notice you have 24 events that maybe we can learn from happening right in Orlando.
Absolutely. So Project Management Institute is very unique. We are a not-for-profit association of individuals that work on projects, either as project managers or part of a project. And as you know, every change in any organization happens through a project. And what we do is, if people go to our websites or to the events that are organized in Florida or in any state, for that matter, they're going to find out a lot about our certifications, about our thought leadership, what they should care for in order to be able to ready for the future, what skills are needed, what templates and tools are available. So all of that is available on our website, pmi.org, or in the events that they can go and learn more from.
Oh, yeah. I can definitely see the value of what you are offering, because here's what I look at it as a business owner. The people who, we're all excited about the technology, right? But at the same time, if you're compassionate, you want to make sure that the people who will be affected by that technology are taken care of. It sounds like that would be part of what we can learn at the seminars.
Absolutely, absolutely. Those seminars cover how to start the journey of investing in one's career, why one should actually care for project management as a key skill in any job, frankly, small or big. We all work in projects, and those disciplines and standards, templates, and thinking actually helps anyone to do their jobs better and be ready for the future.
And when you talk about thought leadership, that also encompasses the reciprocity of respect from employer to worker, because sometimes when a worker is on the job, they know that job better than the employer does.
That's a very, very interesting perspective, and you're absolutely correct. And we see that conversation changing actually at the workplaces. I think we have still a lot of ways to go. But the way we work is going to be different in the future than we might have actually worked today or in the past, for sure. So we need to really understand that a lot of the employees, workers, actually know a lot more about what they're doing than their managers or leaders. And that's a fact.
Well, one more thing I wanted you to touch on before we say goodbye. On the website, by the way, it's pmi.org. It stands for Project Management Institute. But on that site, you have online courses. So some of the things that we're talking about, we could do online?
Absolutely. There is a lot of online courses and trainings available. And those will actually help one to get those new skills, digital skills, if you will, and be ready for the future. They're all online, and there's also face-to-face seminars, and we have channel partners that deliver trainings.
All right. Before we say goodbye, any other information other than the website? Is it pmi.org? Anything else?
I think the other thing I would offer is there is a lot of free research about disruptive technologies and how they're changing the workplace, and those can also be downloaded from our website.
Yeah, it's the world is changing. It's exciting, but we got to make sure we do it with care. Murad Bichak, thank you so much for what you're doing. I think you're making the world a better place.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The actor Jussie Smollett is accused by police of making up a hate crime attack against him last month as self-promotion. Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson says he's left hanging his head asking why.
How can an individual who's been embraced by the city of Chicago turn around and slap everyone in this city in the face by making these false claims?
Smollett is under arrest. He claimed two men attacked him in the street last month and put rope around his neck using homophobic and racist slurs. Two brothers say now he paid them to fake it. A man in Haverstraw, New York, is charged with murder, accused of driving into a family of 8 outside a convenience store, killing the mother.
The man was asked by the family's father to stop smoking near the building. Police say that's when the smoker responded by getting into his car and slamming into the store twice intentionally. The other family members were all injured and rushed to the hospital. That includes a baby.
Fox's Tom Rigotti. This is Fox News.
Hey everyone, Carrie here. For years you've heard my husband, Ken,
hello, Radioland,
explain how Income Store is the place for your next revenue stream. Not to date ourselves, but Ken and I have been helping individuals and businesses grow their revenue since before the internet was even a thing. We've heard countless stories as to why people look to increase their revenue.
Some stories make us laugh, some make us cry.
These stories, combined with our own, have motivated Ken and I to dedicate our lives to help people, as Ken says, who need a revenue shot in the backside.
Whether you want to just learn how or simply put, you need to generate revenue today. Our mission is to serve both.
Our worldwide staff of over 150 help to create amazing resources, our most famous being the iTunes podcast.
Today's growth. You got to check out episode 383. It's truly amazing.
And both Inc. and Forbes have shared that when it comes to generating revenue, Income Store is a can't miss. To grow your revenue today, check out IncomeStore.com.
That's IncomeStore.com.
Hey folks, there are special buys all over the place at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens this week. There's no better time than during the Camellia Show Spectacular to talk about the buys on camellias. These sun and shade-loving beauties, they're all Bob Wine's heirloom camellias, are budded and blooming, and they start as low as $19.99. That's $10 off the regular price. And wow, does Bob have plenty of azaleas. The Super Buy Truckload Sale means that you can buy your favorites, lavender formosas, ever-blooming red ruffles, and lovely salmon-colored fashion azaleas for as little as $3.99. And yes, it's still tree planting time. Buy one, get one at half price. New longer store hours, too. Daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3 at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, in the same blooming place since 1952.
The Antique Automotive Club of America Winter National Meet is Saturday the 23rd from 9 to 3 p.m. at the College of Central Florida. Admission is free and a food vendor will be on site. Enjoy a day of family fun as you stroll down Auto's Memory Lane. Over 250 pre-registered entries are expected, from World War I to muscle cars and more. Again, that's Saturday the 23rd at the College of Central Florida, 9 to 3. Be there.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. It's time to get that new look started. Let's get rid of those sun-damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. Humidity is not your hair's friend. It causes your hair to capture moisture and leaves it looking dry and unhealthy. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. So let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too. 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon at 351-5358. That's 351-5358.
Hello, gorgeous.
Here's a special announcement for our healthcare providers. You are invited to a professional networking event on March 15th at the Hilton from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. Admission is free. Simply register at www.hnmplus.com. By registering there, you will receive a free drink ticket and a free raffle ticket. While at the website, check out our perks. The event is to spotlight companies in the healthcare industry. Don't wait. Register today. www.hnmplus.com.
Here are today's headlines from The Source. WOCA. 2 Marion County correctional officers have been charged with battery of an inmate. The Florida Department of Corrections says in January, Officer Adrienne Puckett used force on an inmate, causing her permanent facial disfigurement when she fell on a concrete walkway. During the investigation, witnesses contradicted what Puckett wrote in his incident report. The investigation also revealed that Officer Curtis Mitchell was quoted as having told Puckett the inmate, quote, needs to have an accident, unquote. Mitchell is charged with principal to aggravated battery with bodily harm, while Puckett is charged with aggravated battery with great bodily harm and falsifying records. Some lawmakers and advocates are sounding the alarm after Congress failed to include disaster relief aid in the compromise spending plan that President Donald Trump signed into law. Florida lawmakers have tried to attach emergency money to the legislation 3 separate times, but the showdown over the shutdown overshadowed that effort. It's been a little over 4 months since Hurricane Michael struck the Florida Panhandle, and now some worry the Forgotten Coast is living up to its name. The spending package approved by Congress and signed by the President didn't include any disaster aid for victims of natural disasters last year. While the legislation didn't include the disaster funding for victims of Hurricane Michael, it did include $12.6 billion to top off FEMA's disaster relief fund. According to the Office of Insurance Regulation, more than 144,300 property insurance claims totaling almost $5.6 billion in damages have been filed since the storm hit. A dog lost its life in a residential structure fire which damaged the majority of the structure yesterday. Ocala Fire Rescue responded to the structure fire on the 100 block of Northwest 10th Avenue at 7:08 p.m. Crews arrived to find a fully involved structure with flames burning through the front of the home. Attacking the fire from the exterior, crews were able to prevent the flames from spreading to a neighboring home within the property. The cause of the fire is unknown. The homeowner had no injuries to report. Ocala Police Department and Marion County Fire Rescue also responded to the fire. The Star Banner is reporting that the City Council voted 4-1 to start extricating its fire department from a 7-year-old partnership with Marion County Fire Rescue and the Marion County Sheriff's Office to handle 911 calls under one roof. Council members cited concerns with the accuracy of dispatchers and the time taken to answer calls among the reasons for withdrawing from the partnership. But Marion County Fire Rescue Chief James Banta, who only officially took over supervision of Marion County Public Safety Communications on Tuesday, said none of the issues were ever brought up during the department's quarterly administrative board meetings dating back to December of 2017. A member of the City Council sits on that board. On yesterday, Banta said the allegation took him by surprise, as he said his invitation to the meeting was to answer questions about his new supervisory role over public safety communications. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis wants to work with the White House to reduce the price of prescription drugs.
I'll be working with the Trump administration and the legislature to create a prescription drug importation program to bring Floridians less expensive, FDA-approved prescription drugs from Canada.
During a visit to the villages south of Ocala, DeSantis said the high price of prescription drugs is bleeding dollars from patients and the state economy. DeSantis offered no timeline on his program to import drugs from Canada, but he remarked that he wanted it to be done as quickly as possible. He remarked that the plan has the blessing of the Trump administration. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is imposing new restrictions on shark fishing from the beach. Alan McBride reports.
Under the regulations approved Wednesday, the practice of chumming the waters with bloody fish parts to attract sharks is banned. Shore-based anglers will need to get a no-cost annual shark fishing permit and be required to use new hooks while fishing. The changes also call for the immediate release of some shark species without taking them out of the water. The new rules go into effect on July 1st. I'm Alan McBride.
Legendary lunar mission astronaut Buzz Aldrin's son is trying to stop his father from transferring assets from a trust in the latest dispute between the Apollo 11 moonwalker and two of his children over whether he is capable of managing his affairs. Andrew Aldrin's lawyer sent a letter last month to an associate in Morgan Stanley's private wealth management division with instructions not to transfer any assets from two financial accounts in the trust, which names the younger Aldrin as trustee. Buzz Aldrin, who is now 89 years old, has tried to terminate the trust and wants the assets distributed to him. The letter from Andrew Aldrin's lawyer warns Morgan Stanley that the son, acting as trustee, will seek damages if his instructions are not followed. Morgan Stanley asked a Florida court last week to decide if it should follow the instructions of Buzz Aldrin or his son. It does not list the account's value. Florida's pro-choice advocates are preparing for the worst during the legislative session that begins next month.
As state lawmakers gear up for the next legislative session, pro-choice groups in Florida are playing defense. Representative Anna Escamani says there are several bills to limit abortion rights.
We will not stand for restrictions on our access to reproductive health care, and what we want to do is expand access to all forms of health so more Floridians have health care no matter what.
One bill would ban abortions after 20 weeks into the pregnancy. Another would outlaw abortions after just 6 weeks, which means the ban might take effect before the woman even knows she's pregnant. Rick Flagg, Tallahassee.
Conservationists released nearly 2,000 redfish into the ocean from beaches along Florida's Sun Coast yesterday.
The fish are being released in an effort to revitalize the population in the Gulf after the detrimental red tide outbreak last year killed off thousands of fish. The Coastal Conservation Association of Florida is working with Duke Energy to help with reproduction efforts at their mariculture center at Crystal River. Overall, 16,000 redfish will be released across the 8 counties in the Sunshine State impacted by red tide. I'm Rick Hoschel.
The people who run Florida prisons are appealing to state lawmakers for some help.
Warden Tony Anderson at Union Correctional says maintenance is a nightmare at the state's oldest prison.
Because of the age of the facility, the biggest issue we face is leaking roofs. We have several buildings that have been closed, including dorms, due to severe water damages.
Assistant Warden Ann Casey at Polk Correctional says they can't hire enough guards or teachers. Make that teacher.
We have one academic teacher for 1,200 inmates. Our education department is currently shut down right now because we do not have a teacher. The position is still vacant.
The bottom line is money. The wardens told lawmakers they need more of it to hire guards, fix facilities, replace aging vehicles, and improve security to stem the flow of contraband behind bars. Rick Flagg, Tallahassee.
Would you board a bus with no driver? Orlando area residents will soon have that option. 2 driverless buses, or autonomous shuttles if you prefer, will begin operating in the Lake Nona area this spring. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings says they will be part of our future.
Central Florida is working to build our existing transit assets, including Sunrail and Lynx. We want autonomous vehicles to be part of that.
The battery-powered buses, which are already running in Jacksonville and Gainesville, as well as Las Vegas and Detroit, can carry up to 15 people and go as fast as 16 miles per hour. And a new solar farm at Walt Disney World is now open. The resort announced yesterday the 270-acre, 50-megawatt facility recently went online and is now providing renewable energy. Located along State Road 429 near Disney's Animal Kingdom, the 518,000-panel solar farm is expected to generate enough energy to power 2 of Disney World's 4 theme parks. It's 10 times larger than the 22-acre Hidden Mickey solar farm near Epcot. The new solar farm will also reduce net greenhouse gases, which is part of a company-wide initiative to reduce emissions by the year 2020. First announced early last year, the solar farm was built as part of a collaboration between Reedy Creek Improvement District and Miami-based Origin Energy USA. And those are the headlines from the source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Unseasonably warm again on Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds and a high of 82 along the coast, 87 inland. There can be a shower Thursday night early, otherwise partly cloudy and warm with a low of 62 to 66. Remaining unseasonably warm Friday, partly sunny skies, high 82 to 86. Saturday, times of clouds and sun with a chance for a shower, a warm day, high 82 to 86.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Midday with Joe.
All right, time for Midday with Joe. Joe Martone is in the studio ready to play the bongos for you.
I don't know. I can't reach the headphones.
Or the djembe, whatever it's called. You're way out of time today.
I can't get to it. The headphones, somebody came in and used them. They're way at the other end of the... Hang on a minute.
Here, you got a rat's nest over there.
Tell you what.
I didn't do my job. I didn't clean up after the last guest.
They pulled them all over way on the other end there, and I'm going, wait a minute, what's wrong with this thing over here?
Oh, my gosh.
Gee. Boy, they really messed it up. There we go.
They don't work anymore. Blame Joe. He just dragged the wire. All right.
All right, that's enough of that.
Joe, I wanted to use your segment today to talk about the Vets Helping Vets organization, because I feel like sometimes people don't understand what it is. So maybe you could help us out. What is it exactly?
Because I'm the president of Vets Helping
Yeah,
Vets?
because you're the president. and because there's so many different things that come our ways that we don't want to trust because they say they're with the veterans groups, but you know better, right?
Oh, yeah, there's a few out there that are living in $34 million facilities and $44 million in the bank. I don't see that helping veterans. So I'm sorry.
Wow.
If you get that building and it's been donated or something, that's fine. But why do you need $34 million or something in the bank? That's not helping the veterans. That should be helping the veterans. And Vets Helping Vets USA works on 15 cents on a dollar. So you do your math, that's 85 cents goes back to the veteran in one form or another, whether it's be gas cards, if they can't get to Gainesville, they help you with a gas card. If it's food in your stomach, they have a pantry there that they stock. They have 2 facilities in the area that help out. They donate food to us at Vets Helping Vets USA. And so we help the veterans out that unfortunately can't get the food into their stomach. And we help them out that way. We do more than just do a Band-Aid. Yes, sometimes you give them a Band-Aid, but the other times we get them on the road to be independent, get on their own, stop living in their car, get places to live, get education, get jobs, get out there and become a productive citizen again, a civilian, quote unquote. Right now I'm working with a gentleman that's taking computers, and he's gutting them out, recycling all the programs in them, wiping them out, put a new operating program in called Lotus, which is a open source. They call it open source. Now, we're non-licensed. You have to worry about licenses and all that, and it does the same thing as the other one does. And he teaches, we got food. And we it's not like we had food over there. Yeah? And
it's an ice pack.
I know, I see his ice pack. Now I see an ice pack. But you can tell I'm hungry. Food.
While Joe's talking, let's have a snack.
Yeah. Let's have a snack, yeah. So he'll gut them out, get the operating system, and then teach these veterans that are coming back in civilian life how to use the computer. And then we give it to them. So they get a free computer. And I got a bunch of computers donated, and another person gave me some monitors to go with the computers, and then he gave me also keyboards to go with the computers and some cabling to go with it. So it's all mishing and matching, and some of the computers are pretty damn good. So he's working on them, and then what we're gonna do is we'll pick the veterans come up to us and say we'd like to be part of that program, and then we'll go from there.
So how many people coming through the doors every day, do you know?
No. I do not know that answer because I'm not there to day-to-day operations. That would be Hank Whittier and Gary Pascal. You could ask Gary next Thursday.
I wonder how many people know somebody who could use the services of Vets Helping Vets, but just don't know about it. Like where? I know where it is, but I'm asking you to tell everybody where it is.
2730 East Silver Springs Boulevard, next to the main library. It's the old, if you've been here a long time, it's the old bowling alley that's been converted. On the left side is Veteran Services that our tax dollars pays for, and that's for Marion County. and they're more into the paperwork of veterans and how to.
Who manages the Veterans Park, which is right next door to that, basically?
That's the group for the Veterans Park. I don't know if Veterans Services does that or not. They might. They might work on that. That was incorporated in 1997, the same year as Veterans Helping Veterans opened. Started that, so it's going good. There's approximately 14 venues under one roof that help veterans. We have 5 ministers. We've got battered women. We've got what's the word I'm looking for? How to remortgage your home, how to finance your home under their roof, and the list goes on and on and on. Again, you just give them a call, 433-2320, and they'll answer the phone.
So have you had calls from, like, other states that want to do the same thing?
Yes, matter of fact, they do, yeah. It's a template, and we've had Georgia that's been calling us. And what the problem is we have to get someone from here to go there and teach them what we're doing. But we can't stay there, logically. We can't run it, so they have to have the people in their community run it and facilitate the program. And it's working.
And I think, this is just my own observation, that the relationship between Vets Helping Vets and WOCA has helped them. Because more people know about it because of the radio show that they do on Thursdays. So another community, in order to really do it right, they've got to team up with their local radio station.
Agreed. A news talk, preferably.
Oh yeah.
Someone that has time that they can put it in a block, like we call block time in here. With that said, hopefully that we're broadcasting here, people will hear us. Know about the stand down tomorrow, especially tomorrow. 55,000 plus veterans in Marion County alone. Plus, we reach out because we're on YouTube now. We're reaching out across all of Central Florida. So this is the only stand down in the area that I know of. It's not anywhere else. I mean, other counties aren't doing it either. So if you're in another county, you hear my voice, come here. We're here 9 to 3.
Is that your voice I hear right now?
Oh, sorry.
What is that?
That's Dan calling, and he knows I'm on the air.
So okay.
I don't know why he's calling me. Dan, I'm on the air. I think I'm on the air.
Maybe he wants to tell you something.
Oh, you want to tell me something? Dan's calling me on the air, and he wants to tell me something? I don't think he does. No, okay, he doesn't want to tell me anything. So I guess I'll call him back after noon then when I get off the air, huh? That's it. We're on there right now. Yes, we are, yeah. Did you want to go on the air? No. Oh, we're good. All right, I'll call you back as soon as I get off the air. All right, then. I guess he lost track of time.
And one of the reasons I thought would be, a good thing to talk about during this segment is about tomorrow, about the stand down, because a lot of people will benefit from it, but not if they don't know about it. So we need to get the word out.
That's correct.
About the stand down.
Correct. So it's 9 to 3 tomorrow. That's East Silver Springs Boulevard, Vets Helping Vets USA. So we have a venue where before we were in a field in Tuscaloosa Park, and everyone's going to the field. And
right.
Plenty of parking. There's going to be, like I said, over 40 different agencies there. Again, like this morning, if you heard this morning's was the clinic.
Right.
We were there, so stop by and say hi. They'll tell all about the clinic and whatever.
So what kind of services can you give us a sneak peek? Who's going to be there tomorrow?
No, I can't because they were supposed to come in today with the list for me.
Okay.
Guess what? They didn't do it. They didn't email it to me.
So 40 vendors, and you don't know who they are.
I do not know who they are. They're going to be all service connected for the veterans. I would say agencies that can help the veterans as far as loans go, as far as health goes. Just putting the peg in the right hole where someone doesn't know where to turn. They'll be there. There's an organization out there that if you are disabled and you need a bathroom that is equipped for disability, they can do it up to a certain amount of money, no charge to you.
Oh my!
You just show them the proof and everything. They file the papers, and then you have yourself a new bathroom. That's handicap accessible. That's the word I was looking for.
And this also helps the veterans' families too.
It certainly does. And another thing is, let's say you're living in house A, and you've been living in there for 10 years or so, but you got this upgrade, and like the budget is X amount of dollars. And again, you'd have to go tomorrow and find out. But if you don't use all of that money, let's say you only use half, and you move, you still have the availability of the other half of that money to do your new home.
Oh, nice.
So, don't throw all your money away unless you're going to stay there for the rest of your life. You never know. Everyone's, I'm going to stay there the rest of my life. You don't know that. You don't know that. Don't use it all if you don't have to use it all. If it gives you what you want to use it.
There should be emotional counselors there and counseling for schooling if you want to go back and learn new skills.
Correct. There's a college that'll be there. And again, you'll have to forgive me. I don't recall all the names of all the colleges that are participating coming in, but 40 agencies. That's a lot of agencies.
Yeah.
Just for veterans. But again, there's 55,000 plus veterans.
And maybe somebody listening would like to help. Maybe they could either volunteer or offer their services.
I would say call 433-2320, and they can answer that question much more.
Can you answer this? I know I asked you this about off the air. The bunco thing, is that something?
We're not going to talk about that till later because what is that, March something?
March 16th, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to investigate that.
Less than a month. Okay.
Yeah, listen, I'll investigate that further if you leave it on my desk because I'll forget about it if they don't.
Okay.
And I'll check it out and see exactly what that is about. I do not know. I'm not familiar with it. I've seen the signs.
Do you know Kathy Weaver?
No.
Oh,
no, I might know her from sight. I should say. Right. That's the problem. I meet so many people. I forget names, but faces. Yes. And then I ask them, where do I know you from? And all of a sudden, the gray matter goes click, click, click. Yes.
If you're listening and you want to help out, we took the Midday with Joe segment instead of making it silly. We had a serious message today, but you might want to get a hold of you. And then where is it again tomorrow?
It's at 2730 East Silver Springs Boulevard, the old bowling alley. It's next to the main library. If you're coming from Ocala, as soon as you pass 36th, it'll be on your right side. You'll see the Veterans Memorial Park there.
25th.
Is it 25th?
25th Avenue.
36th, 25th Avenue. Thank you. 25th Avenue. Then on your right, you look there. And if you've seen Publix, you went too far.
And you're right next to the congressman's office right there, right? Right at McPherson, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that your host's office is right there,
right?
Well,
exactly.
Yeah, that's if you take a right down 25th.
So?
You don't want to go there. You're
going
the
I'm
wrong
asking
way.
because I'm thinking maybe that'll be your office one day. Are you running for office?
No. No.
The president is as high as you can go. You got to get a different organization.
Oh, that's what so yeah, I can't go. I can't go just for president. Dang it.
You're with president of the Vets Helping Vets. Now you need to go to Congress or something.
Congress. I think you have to take a few baby steps before you get there. You have to be a commissioner, then representative, then senator, then congressman.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
So you're going to go for the dog catcher? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I like dogs. Believe it or not, I was going to apply for one that years ago for a dog catcher until they told me I had to kill him. And I didn't. I couldn't do that.
No, I could never do that.
That's what I said. He said, "You got to catch the dogs and bring them in." Oh, I can do that. Then you'll probably have. They use a fancy word for killing them.
Euthanasia, maybe.
I don't know what it is. Euthanize them or whatever. Crystallize them, but whatever it was, I wasn't going to do it. I said no, but it's good money. I was sure it is good money. You look at the dog, boom, no. That's it. I couldn't do it. So it was a good paying job and everything, but it's just like. No, I'll stay unemployed for a minute more, and then
you're not kidding.
And then God's hand was on my shoulder and guided me through wherever I had to go, through the rough waters of life, as they say.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, everybody! Thank you for listening to Animal Cow Live with Larry and Robbie right here at WOCA all the time. We're here to entertain and inform you. Most likely, you can learn. There we go. Learn something from all of this. Remember, this is WOCA Ocala, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall.
Midday with Joe.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The actor Jussie Smollett is accused by police in Chicago of making up a story about a hate crime attack last month.